Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here. Grateful recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day, my friends. Guys, we're on location today. I just had to, I'm actually working a little bit late tonight, so I decided to film my video while I'm taking care of some landscaping. I'm working on some sprinklers, and it's gonna run through a program, so I got some time. And rather than being rushed later, I'm gonna do my video now. The reason I say that is this is just explaining to you guys how I find balance in my day when things come up that aren't normal, and I won't, I'm about an hour from my house. Rather than trying to rush home to make a video, I can make a video right here, and that way I know that that's done, and I can make a couple stops my way home and not feel like I'm rushed. And this is stuff that I do today that I never used to be able to do, and this is just part of finding balance, guys. Let me back up, please. Don't forget to subscribe. Give the video a like, leave me a comment, and by all means share it with somebody who might get something out of it. Other than that, thank you all for being here with me today. Yeah, it's kind of nice. I kind of like doing this on location. The Just for Today NA meditation, I did read that. It's a step. Usually when it comes to the step work with the 12 steps of NA and AA, I shy away because I haven't gone through the steps yet, and I think it's a little specific, but the topic is making amends, and a great part that I took out of it was there's two parts to making amends, guys. And making amends has nothing to do with being an alcoholic and an addict. And making amends is something we should all do in our life because we all make mistakes. We're all wrong from time to time, and we should always want to try to make up for that. And when we know we've wronged something, guys, there's two things. There's two parts to it. You make indirect amends and you make direct amends. Now, you make direct amends, say, they had an example in the reading is, say I got angry and busted a window. Well, you know what? Just going up and heartfelt saying to the window's owner, I'm very sorry I acted out of character and I'm very sorry I broke your window. That's not good enough. I mean, they're still stuck with a broken window, so I have to go and replace the window. I got to go make direct amends. Then after I've made direct amends where appropriate by, i.e. replacing the window, then you make direct amends or indirect amends in two ways. Not only do you apologize for your behavior, but you change it. The next time you get angry, you don't go bust out the window. You find a healthy way to relieve it. Because, guys, we're all going to get angry. We're all going to have moments of stress. And again, I find through my higher power, through prayer, through meditation, I have changed my behaviors in ways that are shocking to me. And again, I talk about it all the time. I love the person that I'm becoming. I love my ability to handle. And even early on, I was like avoiding certain things that I felt were triggering because I was trying to remain positive and I was trying to gain my strength and gain my footing. And I've come to accept that there's certain things that I have certain relationships that I would have liked to have completely cut out, but it's just not feasible. Some people are tied to people that I'm tied to, and therefore they're in my day-to-day life, and I'm separating myself where necessary. If they're actively using, I have nothing to do with them, particularly when they are. But when they're tied to my business and they're people that I know they get high, they do their thing or whatever, but I won't be around when they are. But I can't completely shut them out. I still have to interact with these people, and so I'm rising above it, and I'm not rubbing my sobriety in their face, but I remind them every single time that this is where I'm at today. And when they come to me looking for certain favors, I'll meet them, somewhere. I find it's a case by case basis. I find common ground. I find something, but I also let them know that I will not make special consensus for them because they're blowing all their money on drugs and alcohol, and they want me to come fix a truck for fucking nothing. Well, that's not going to happen. You're going to have to, I rent the garage now. I'm not doing it in my driveway. I bought toolboxes. I bought power tools. I'm renting a garage. You're going to pay my normal rate. Now, I charge a little bit less than a normal garage will because I'm not a full-fledged garage, but I'm still paying for insurance. I'm still paying for vehicles. I'm still paying for tools. I'm still paying for the rent in the garage. So it's not going to be a direct favor. I'm not going to do a $1,000 ball joint job for $200. It's just not feasible. It's not worth my time. My time is valuable. I'm busy, and again, I'm not trying to be a jerk about it. If it's a $1,000 ball joint job, I'll do it for $750. You're saving 25% of the cost. It's getting done right, and it's getting done more convenient for you because I'm helping you out there. So that's the way I find balance and consensus, and that's the way That's to kind of get off topic, but that was something that was a situation I had. So you know what I mean. Back to making amends. The biggest part of, guys, is changing your behaviors. Right? You can't just apologize for something that you're still actively doing, and that's a big part of it. Oh, that's where I started with this, guys. For me, my behaviors have changed because I knew that my old behaviors led me back to using drugs. So for me, I found my higher power, and I took time to go into hermit mode and find out who I am. And I was so incredibly happy with the results. And part of it was, starting this channel, my desire to help other people, my desire to share my story and show other people through my success that they also can overcome addiction and become not wildly successful, guys. I'm off to a pretty good start. I try to be very careful around that because I know some people are struggling, and I still have a lot of things I struggle with too, and there's still a lot of things I have to take care of, and I'm still working on. But I consider myself incredibly lucky. I'm off to a hell of a good start, and things are going incredibly well, and I'm very, very grateful for that, guys. And anybody can do this. You got to find your path. You know what I mean? And I believe that anybody doing good things and going out of their way to rise above, to really change old behaviors, to heal themselves, to show God, Spirit, Universe, Buddha, Allah, however you give reverence, show the universe. We'll call God and universe. It's just easier for me. I'm showing the world my true colors. I'm being as open and honest, and I'm being vulnerable. And I'm also stepping up, and I'm not making excuses for what I did or anything that I do now. And that's the thing, guys. I don't have to because I'm living a very clean life. I'm very upfront and honest, and I do everything I can to the best of my ability. I don't let things overwhelm me, and I'll just tell somebody if there's something I can't do, I can't do it. I'm on call for certain things, but even the people I'm on call for know that Friday from 12 to 1, I'm at my AA group, man. And there's no ifs, ands, and buts. Sunday, 11:30 to 12:30, I'm at church. Most nights from 5 to 6, I'm filming videos, right? And, these are my necessities because this is how I keep my balance, and this is my recovery program. So those are my needs, right? And I can maybe switch from a video around from 5 to 6. I can do it from 4. When I'm awake. You guys have seen me when I post videos at different times, and I'll make concessions that way, but only where possible. And I will do so when necessary. I don't do so because it's convenient for somebody else. I do so because of doctor's appointments, because of wakes, funerals, emergencies of that nature, right? But I keep myself first, and by doing so, and the feeling, I'm fortunate in the fact that I am a good person, and I want to be a good person, and I want to help other people. So becoming true to myself, making amends to myself, basically is what it comes down to, guys. I had to make amends to myself before I could start making amends to anybody else. And I've made amends to myself by putting myself first to actually can stop and consider what my needs are, what my wants are, what my desires are. And lo and behold, they were all good things that, nothing earth-shattering, nothing crazy, nothing I have to hide. It's allowed me to engage with my world in a way that I never have before. And I don't really have the answers as to why it was so foreign to me and why it seemed so, so hard to grasp. But you know what? It just is what it is. Maybe it just wasn't my time. Maybe God wanted me to go through the trouble that I had to go through so I could learn the compassion that I have now, that I can have a relatable experience to just about anybody that's struggling. Like, guys, there's really not much that I haven't been through that anybody else has. I've shared most of my testimony here online, and there's still things, there's levels of it that I've yet to, and I'll incorporate that. We're actually probably we're getting due to do another testimony video soon, and I'll do another one soon because I'm actually speaking my story at my AA home group on July the 18th. So sometime between now and then, I will do another one online, and maybe we'll do it in multiple parts again, or maybe I'll do a live, or whatever. We'll figure it out. It is what it is, guys. That's the beauty of it today, guys. Is I have my wants and my needs that are unshakable, that are they're unwavering. And then everything else, I find a balance. I find a give and take. And that's the thing, guys. There's an ebb and flow to everything in life. There's a give and take to everything in life. And I'm finding ways to get what I need taken care of and yet still satisfy the needs of my customers and my clients and then still be there to help anybody that needs me online or in my day-to-day life, and I love that, right? It's opening up a whole new world of experience to me and a whole new level of love for life in general, right? I'll give you a prime example, guys. I took 2 days off from the gym. I went to the gym Saturday. I took Sunday, Monday off because I had such a great day at the gym that I was really sore, and I wanted to get there today. And I knew I'm over here in Roxbury right now taking care of a project, and what I'm doing is working on the sprinklers and watering the plants because we just put $50,000 worth of landscaping in, sod and plants and trees, and it's been really hot. And one of the things I was contacted to do was to water and make sure that they're taken care of. And it's basically I come over here and I throw my headphones in, put some music on or a podcast on, and basically meditate while I water plants. It's beautiful. It's easy money. It's actually great, but it's very time consuming. It's taking up a big chunk of my time. So rather than stressing it out, today's an 85-degree, sunny day here in Boston, and the plants need some extra water. So and then the guys were working, so I couldn't water part of the property at a certain time that I normally do. So I'm like, you know what? No big deal. I'm just gonna go post a video on my truck, and while this uploads, I'll go finish the water and the spring. And part of it, the sod is being watered by the sprinkler. I got a sprinkler system going at the moment, but the plants I got to water individually, and I'll do that while the video uploads. There's always a way around, and I love that today, guys. Before I used to get overwhelmed because my mind was stuck on drugs. It was stuck on stupid. I couldn't see. I didn't have the wherewithal to actually be able to work my way through things and come up with solutions. So I would just put everybody else's needs first, and I just not worry about my own because I didn't have the capacity. As sad as that is to say, because I'm an incredibly intelligent human being, and everybody that knows me will tell you the same thing. I've had my IQ tested. I'm up at the high 138, 140 level. Which is, borderline genius. This is probably why I've had so many problems that I have, because sometimes the smarter we are, the dumber we are, right? Certainly the case for me. But again, what I always thought were all these just deficiencies was just the fact that I was poisoning myself with substances. And now that I've got them out of my system and I found clarity, it's amazing the balance and the solutions that I'm able to find for these little problems that I run into in the day. And now I'm running my business. I'm taking care of, most people have one niche, guys. I don't. I do plumbing, I do heating, I do mechanic work, I do construction work, I do carpentry, I do roofing, I do appliance repair. Oh, what else do I do? Jesus, I fix heavy equipment, right? And I get different calls throughout the day, and I'm able to find ways to get these things done every day, and yet still have time to go to the gym every day and post my videos and go home and cook a home-cooked meal and go take a meditation in nature, and it's beautiful. Where before I couldn't do any of that, right? And it's because I was so stuck on stupid. I was stuck on that hamster wheel, just doing drugs and trying to find money to do drugs, and it's so incredibly limiting. So anybody struggling and on the fence, guys, go to rehab, get better. Put them down. There's a life second to none waiting for you on the other side. And going through and getting clean was really a break for me. It was 30 days of basic vacation and a little bit of programming. And that's the other thing, guys. I've been doing a complete negativity blackout programming where I don't watch TV, I don't watch the news. If there's a fire next door, I'll pay attention to that. But short of that, I've cut out all negativity. All I do is feed my brain with information, recovery related, expansion related, spiritual related, and I'm loving the results. I'm becoming the person that I've always dreamed I could be, and it's nowhere near as difficult as I thought it was. Guys, we're going to leave it at that. We're phone's starting to heat up a little bit, so I think that's a pretty good message for the day. Thank you all so much for being here with me. Guys, always remember, God loves you. I love you. If nobody's told you that, well, I have. Everybody deserves to hear that. Everybody is deserving of love, and everybody deserves to be loved. Now, that being said, if you know you're doing something terrible to somebody that you love, we'll stop that too, guys. Making amends requires, we'll finish the video with where I meant to be in the beginning, guys. I jump all over the place. I'm still finding clarity. Making amends requires changing the behavior, then apologizing for it, and then fixing whatever you can physically without hurting somebody else. And always remember, guys, just because you're holding on to something, if somebody else doesn't know and you're going to hurt them by telling them, don't tell them for your own benefit, right? If it's something long in the past and you're only going to hurt somebody by letting them know, then that's your You're a burden to carry, not to unload on somebody else who didn't deserve it. Remember that as well, guys. Guys, God loves you. I love you. Thank you. We'll see you in the next one.